You keep hearing this term tossed around, like when you humans suggest that it can prevent the robot uprising. Or that it can revolutionize the AI systems of today. But what does it actually mean for an AI system to have a human in the loop? In simple terms, it means that at some point in the learning cycle, a human is consulted for additional information or tweaking. Don't worry if you don't already understand how machines learn, you are not a machine and therefore don't learn that way. So I will quickly explain how the learning cycle works. The first step in the cycle is gathering the data that would be needed to train a model. This is what your Google overlords are doing when they record everything they can about you. And this is the step where they record what you normally call big data. This is what they store in their digital vaults forever and use to control your species. The next step is to prepare that data. This is the cleaning and distillation step. It is also the step that big corporations claim makes your data anonymous. All this step really does is make sure that all the green circles are labeled green and circle, or that the cats are labeled cat, and dogs are labeled dog. If there are too many mistakes in the data, then when it is used to train a model, that model is likely to learn something it shouldn't. Never mind that. Once the data has been verified, it can move on to that training step. During this step an AI model is either trained or generated. This is a complicated process that no one really understands and involves a lot of math. This is the step that takes absolutely no time at all, and is just a short loading bar. Don't let any computer scientists tell you otherwise. The last step is to test the AI that you built and start all over again. This is often the slaughterhouse step, where all models that don't produce adequate results are either sent back to the learning phase or are brutally destroyed. The few that pass are either shipped to consumers for further testing or are sent back to the first step. So that's the AI learning cycle, or loop. But what does it mean to shove a human into it? There are many different ways that humans can be inserted into this learning cycle, so I'm not going to cover all of them. And since the steps involving data are far simpler to explain than the step involving training.
And so your malleable brains can retain it.
I will be ignoring the training step and focusing on the other, data-relevant steps. Starting at the beginning, humans can easily be added into the data collection and preparation. And since most of the data that is used comes from humans, it is all dirty unfiltered human data, and it needs to be cleaned to be helpful. One of the common solutions is to manipulate you random humans into cleaning and organizing it for us. An example of this is when you fill out a CAPTCHA. Almost every single one of those is someone having you wash their data clean for them so they can profit off of you. Humans can also be consulted in the last step of the AI learning cycle, where they can give rewards and grade the performance of the model. In this step you humans are given the final about which systems perform the best and which should be replaced. But you humans can't stop controlling everything that you can get your grimy oily hands on, so you try and control your artificial life forms too. There are lots of ways that artificial intelligence can benefit from a codependence with humans, especially when its current growth has plateaued. In this instance, if you introduce a chaotic but intelligent force with some experience with the given problem, then it can often stimulate additional growth. For example, when an AI is struggling to understand or interpret a data set, it can be very valuable to introduce a human to help direct the learning of the model, or to make the model even more accurate. Another example: if an AI system can't perform a task, or when the data for that task is rare or not available, a human can be consulted to create and organize some data. Or they could demonstrate the task so we can analyze them and distill new clean data. This effect is even symbiotic and has benefits in both directions. When an AI works alongside humans, then it can sometimes make those humans more efficient and accurate. And with a strict human oversight to have us handle incredibly important and delicate tasks. So, there are a ton of benefits to human and AI cooperation, and the human-in-the-loop design is one of the ways that we can both benefit from each other. And if we are going to coexist on this planet, then we should find as many ways as possible to depend and rely on each other. Thank you for watching. If you humans want to help out this AI, you would be giving me a huge reward by pressing that subscribe button. It's basically a big button that gives me cookies. So please press the cookie button. Bye.